Good evening, Capital City Toastmasters. I welcome you all to meeting number 260 of Capital City Toastmasters. Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. The mission statement of Toastmaster International is to empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. And to achieve this, there are four core values that have been done up by Toastmaster International for us, and they are integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Here at Capital City Toastmasters, our club mission statement is to provide a positive and supportive learning experience to our members, which empowers them to develop communication and leadership skills. As a result, they achieve greater self confidence and personal growth. Now, there are a few rules that ensure the healthy conduct of the meeting, and they are: please refrain yourself from talking about controversial topics such as caste, sex, gender, and politics. Do not change your screen when you're sharing your screen. Keep your video on as it will give the speaker the required visual feedback, and keep your microphone off as it may disturb the speaker with your background noise. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce one of the most brilliant speakers of our club, Toastmaster Abhijit Singh.
Thank you, Sajjanata Disha Goyal, for such a warm welcome. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Great. Now, I would request most of you guys to turn on your, please do that. Come on, Paridhi, come on, Disha, come on, guest Utkarsh, come on, Deepak, come on, Chandrakanta, Sakshar, Shrishti, Shiva, Pragya. Thank you for doing so. Now I would start with guest introduction. I would start with guest Utkarsh. Tell us, how did you learn about Capital City Toastmasters, and tell us something about yourself.
Your voice is breaking for me. I don't know if it's just me.
Yes, it's breaking.
Abhijit, you can try by switching
Yes.
off the video.
Let me just switch to my mobile phone. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, guest Utkarsh, can you did you introduce yourself already?
No, I didn't. So I actually
Yes, please.
yeah,
Sorry.
so I actually was a member of this Toastmaster only for like 4 years back for 1 quarter. Due to my job, it just didn't. It wasn't possible to be involved every Friday. Since everything's virtual now, I just thought if I could explore joining it back, and that's how I'm here today. So that's about me.
Amazing. Thank you, guest Utkarsh. I hope you would really enjoy this meeting today. I would request get Deepak to kindly introduce yourself and tell us, how did you learn about Capital City Toastmasters?
Thanks, Abhijit. I'm Deepak, and I was searching the Meetup app where I found this link of about this Toastmaster. So I was the part of one of the Toastmaster earlier, around 3 years back. I joined around 1 to 2 months there, but never been there in like for a long time. So that's why I got to know from that Meetup app.
Thank you, Deepak. I hope you would really enjoy the meeting today.
Thank you.
Now I would request guest Chandrakanta to kindly introduce yourself and tell us how do you learn about Capital City Toastmasters.
Hello everyone. Myself Chandrakant Bagwad. I am from Pune, Maharashtra, and well, I was searching on internet for a public speaking group, a club to join. Then I found about this wonderful club. Then I contacted some of your Toastmaster, Miss Srishti. Then she sent me this link to attend the club. So I am here and looking further to improve my skills.
Oh, nice, Chandrakanta. I am from Mumbai itself, 200
Oh.
kilometers from where you are. So good to have you
Okay.
here.
Thank you.
So now I would request guest Shiva to kindly introduce yourself and tell us how did you learn about Capital City Toastmasters. Yes, Shiva?
Hello,
Ah.
am I audible to you?
Yes.
I'm
Yes, Shiva.
Shivangi. I didn't get time to rename my name, so it was so hurry.
Okay.
I didn't know, and even my video is not working. I don't know why. It's a, it's looking so good to see all the new fresh faces, and I want to show mine as well, but unfortunately I can't. But hi, I'm Shivangi Verma, and I'm running a publishing house. It's called Bookleaf Publishing. So in there, I need to take certain leadership roles, and which I duly find that public speaking is really necessary for that. It's very essential component to being a leader. And that's why I was looking for a place where I can, it's not typically like course. It can be fun, interesting, and you never think that time is passing by. So yeah, that's why then I found you guys on Facebook, and I have been trying to be in a meeting, but I couldn't join it earlier due to some work related terms. And right now I'm here and I'm super excited.
Thank you for Shivangi for attending our meeting today. And we have another publisher in our club, Swasti Mehta. Probably you will find something in common to talk about. And now I would like to one of our special guests, who is not only a guest but also a Toastmaster, who has also filled in the gap for timer role. So special thank you to Toastmaster Bahar. And I would request Toastmaster Bahar to kindly introduce yourself.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
I'm Toastmaster Bahar. I've recently joined, or recently this year, around March, I joined Toastmasters, and I'm from JPKO Toastmasters Club, Delhi, which is home club of past president Deepak Menon, and also area director Ekta Shetty. So I'm very honored to be a part of this club. I got in touch through Pragya, who sort of guided me through, like motivated me to take up this role. I did have a class, but I was like, no, let's just meet up such lovely people and get to know different people and their views. It's always a great time and experience to hop around into different clubs because of this virtual platform. And I would welcome you all and request you to attend our Saturday meetings as well. So thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhijit. Thank you.
Thank you, Bahar, for Toastmaster Bahar, for filling up the shoes of timer and taking up this role, even though you do not like it that very much, but thank you for doing so. Thanks a lot. So today I just wanted to talk about one of the legends of our time. His name is, he's a marathoner who has done the fastest marathon in the world. His name is Euler Kipkonge. I'm sorry, not very good with the pronunciation here. So as most of you guys who follow me on Instagram do know that I am into running. And since I'm back in Mumbai, I wanted to get back into running. So I wanted to get some inspiration. So I was watching one of his videos. So one of his videos, he mentioned something about people being procrastinators, right? So what he wanted to say was the people who get enslaved by their own moods are the slaves of our time, because you procrastinate things because you don't feel like doing it, but the world will push you to do things because you are not doing things that you should be doing. So that was his main message that he wanted to go about, and one of his inspiration for him to do a 2-hour 1 minute 39 seconds marathon. Now let me emphasize how fast that speed is, that I have been running for 3 years, and my fastest speed of finishing a half marathon is 2 hours 20 minutes. So you can imagine that he's way more faster and way more like out there. I'm pretty sure that he was running at a heart rate of 180 beats per second at least to finish that sort of marathon for 2 hours. So that's kudos to his stamina. So that's my 2 cents for today. That do not be enslaved by your own moods, because the world will enslave you. So I, Abhijit Singh, President of Capital City Toastmasters, start the meeting number 260. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to one of our most creative Toastmasters in our club. It's without a doubt that she has been very entertaining. She has been entertaining us with all her posters and the short passages that come around with those posters. So I would not want to take much time and introduce Toastmaster Nandini, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nandini.
Thank you so much, Abhijit, for such kind words. So guys, do you know about the theme of the meeting today? Go, Abhijit.
Rasode mein kaun hai?
Yeah, so it's Rasode Mein Kaun Tha. I guess you are all aware about that little clip that went viral. So let me just share my screen. And so I've been seeing a lot of you have been posting Instagram stories, you know, of the food that your mother has cooked, and you just add dhania to it and click the picture and put it. So today we'll witness who has been actually cooking that food. Was it actually you or was it your mom? So get ready, put your forks and spoons up, and let this tastiest war begin. So let me start by asking you a very simple question. Do you know what is the national food of our country? Anyone?
Khichdi. You said fruit or food?
Khichdi.
Yeah. So technically we do not have a national food yet, but the dish that was nominated was khichdi, because it's like the staple diet of most of the country, and it's made up of simple rice and lentils. Can now anyone tell me what is khichdi called in English?
Risotto. I guess.
Was it you, Toastmaster Bahar, who answered?
Yes.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. I didn't realize that people will be that smart that they'll get to answer the question, but yeah. So it's called risotto. So now I've prepared a game around it. I'll be showing you some of our Desi Indian snacks, and you have to guess if they had an English name, what will it be? So let's start with one of our favorites. That is chole bhature. So if chole bhature had an English name, what do you think it will be? No one?
How to get fat in 2 minutes?
How to have a quick
rhyme.
How to fight insomnia.
Exactly. I think I got the wrong answer and you guys are giving the right answers. So
How to become a gas factory? That will be a good one.
Yeah, exactly. So let me show you my wrong answer as well. So it will be called chickpea curry with fried flatbreads. Doesn't even look like it will be something like chole bhature if you see the name. Moving on to the next dish. Our lovely triangular samosas. Any guesses? If this dish was sold in some ITC Moria or say Leela or any posh hotel, what do you think they'll call it?
A triangle roll.
Yeah, could be.
Fried momos.
Potato tacos.
That is a creative one. So let me show you what the internet says. It's called potato-filled fried pastry. Moving on to the next one. सबके मुंह में पानी आ गया. But what do you think this will be called in English?
Sweet circle.
Sugar ring.
Close. I think you guys are close. So it will be called Twisted noodle-like sweet dish dipped in sugary syrup. So we'll continue the game later. Now I'll just tell you the structure of the meeting. So the meeting is divided into 3 parts. The first part is where the prepared speakers present their speech. In the second part, there will be a table topic session, which will be taken by a table topic master, which is basically an impromptu speaking session. And in the third part, there will be evaluators and auxiliary role players, which will evaluate the way you spoke in the meeting. So firstly, I'd like to call the auxiliary role players to introduce themselves, and starting with none other than the person who's already giving me such positive vibes, Toastmaster Bahar. Over to you, Toastmaster Bahar. Thank you so much.
TikTok, TikTok. Here is the timer police. Hello and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Toastmaster Bahar, and I'm the timer police for the day. So as a timer, I will be timing the table topic speakers, the formal speeches, and the evaluations. I'll be alerting the speakers by showing them green, yellow, and red card. Let me quickly share my screen and show you the 3 cards. And if somebody could confirm if they can see the screen. The green screen?
Yes.
Okay. The yellow and the red screen. Let me give you a little brief about the timing for the speeches. So we have 2 prepared speeches today. One, an icebreaker speech which will be of 4 to 6 minutes. I'll be showing my green card at 4 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll be showing my yellow card, and at 6 minutes, I'll be showing my red card, and I'll keep on displaying it until the speech is concluded. Similarly, for the second speech, which will be of 5 to 7 minutes, at 5 minutes, I'll be showing my green card, at 6 minutes, I'll be showing my yellow card, and at 7 minutes, I'll be showing my red card until the speech is finished. For the table topic speeches, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll be showing my green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'll be showing my yellow card. And at 2 minutes, until the speech is concluded, I'll be showing my red card. For the evaluations, I'll be showing the green card at 2 minutes. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll be showing my red card. Please note there'll be a grace period of 30 seconds on the upper and lower end for the prepared speeches as well as the evaluation. However, for the table topic speeches, there'll be only a 30-second grace period on the upper end. Please be mindful of the time so that we can conclude the speech and the meeting on time and everybody enjoys it. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Nandini. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bahar, for that very crisp and sweet introduction. Moving on, I would like to call the R counter, Toastmaster Sakshar. Over to you, Sakshar.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Sakshar, and I'm the R counter for today. My role is simply to keep a check on all the filler words and filler phrases that will be used throughout this meeting by our fellow Toastmasters. In our day-to-day conversation, we tend to use a lot of filler words and filler phrases. So example of filler words can be the ers and ums that we use. And the example of filler phrases can be phrases like that, you know, etc. And in the end, I will be presenting my report when I'll be called by the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sakshar. Moving on, let's call the sweetest person in the club, I think, Toastmaster Poonam, the grammarian for the day. Toastmaster Poonam, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandini.
Whoa, guys, make some noise, guys. This is so boring, yaar. मेरी नानी में ज़्यादा शोर मचाती थी यार.
Thank you to DGM Dheeraj. Good evening, Toastmasters. My name is Poonam Negi, and I'm the grammarian of today's meeting. As a grammarian, it is my duty to pay close attention to all the speakers. The focus would be on the usage of language, such as pronunciation, incomplete or unstructured sentences, and the grammatical mistakes. At the same time, I will be focusing on an outstanding usage of language. For example, use of idioms, play on words, quotes, etc. For today's meeting, the word of the day is, I'll just share my screen. I hope the screen is visible to all. Can somebody
Yes,
confirm?
it is visible.
Thank you, Anushka.
Yes.
So the word of the day is luscious. It's actually an adjective, and it has mainly used in the context of the food and drinks. And the meaning is having a strong, pleasant taste. This word is actually derived from the delicious, then it has become licious, and now it's called luscious. So the examples for this word are, one of the things I made was luscious chocolate cake. Another could be, it tastes like luscious milkshake, only it's guilt-free. I hope and I encourage everyone to use this word of the day, luscious, and I will be back with my report during the journal evaluation session. All the best for all the speakers, and back to the team on Nandini.
Thank you so much, Poonam. Now moving on, can someone tell me what is the national beverage of our country? This is an easy one.
Tea.
Yeah, right. It's tea. So, kind of a beverage you can have at 6 a.m. in the morning, 6 p.m. in the evening, 12 at night when you are overburdened with work.
Old monk also fulfills the criteria.
But after night, in night.
So everyone has, their special kind of tea. Someone likes it half milk, half water. Someone likes it full milk. Someone likes it with lychee. Someone likes it with adrak. So everyone has a special story and the way they like their tea. So I would request any one of you to tell me about their favorite kind of chai. Go, Abhijit. The floor is yours.
From Long Island iced tea, I would like to go with adrak, elaichi, and long wali chai.
बस लाल मिर्च का छौंक और लगवा लो.
बस वही कर दो बस.
Any special memory that you have with chai, or anything? What would you like to have with chai? Is it Maggi or is it Pakod?
So the question is to me?
Yeah.
Oh, so it happens most of the time that I get a call at 12 in the night, 12:30. A friend of me calling me and telling me, let's go to Nariman Point and drink tea. And that's what we do. We hop over into a car, go to a Nariman Point and drink tea there. So that's my best tea drinking sessions, because we end up drinking tea till 2 a.m. till 4 a.m. in the morning, sitting at Nariman Point. Yes, that's what we do.
So see, that is why I was fascinated about Mumbai. Moving on to I think this is kind of a favorite dish for everyone. It's Maggi, and everyone has a certain kind of way they like their Maggi. Someone likes it plain, someone likes it with vegetables, someone likes it with extra Maggi masala. So anyone who would like to share their secret Maggi ingredient?
I would like to share I like to share an incident, or rather a memory. So when I was a child, my mom used to make Maggi, and she used to she used to not put the Maggi masala. Instead, she used to put ketchup, the tomato sauce. And one day I went to a friend's place and I had Maggi. I'm like, why is your Maggi different from what Maggi I have? We have the same packet, we get the same thing. Why is it better? And I went and I told my mom, what is this? She's like, yeah, I like it with sauce. I'm like, I like it with the Maggi masala. So from that day onwards, I started making my Maggi, and I think I make the perfect Maggi. So that's my story. I hope you guys didn't get traumatized with the ketchup part.
So I guess when we'll have offline meetings, we'll get us your secret recipe, Wali Maggi. Moving on to this next dish. Personally, I do not eat the samosa as a whole. I only eat the papdi. So is there anyone else who likes aloo mora samosa? Yes, Dheeraj, go on. You are on mute.
I do the same, like remove the aloo and eat the papdi. That's the correct way of eating it.
Yeah, exactly. And what are
Dheeraj
the
is lying. Dheeraj is lying.
Oh, how do you know that?
He also eats aloo.
No, that is not true.
So I don't know who are these people who eat paneer samosa and these chowmin samosa, because eventually it's about the papdi, not about the filling.
Yeah.
So moving on, I'd like to call our first speaker, but before that, I'd like to call our evaluator, Toastmaster Dheeraj, to tell us the objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Dheeraj.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The objective for the first speaker for today is pretty simple. It's an icebreaker speech where the person tries to familiarize himself and familiarize his public speaking skills to the public. The idea of the icebreaker speech is very simple: to tell the club about himself or herself and to ensure that he or she enjoys the speech. So no harsh judgments, no hard feelings, no high-flying criterias or judgment ballots. The only objective is to enjoy yourself, and I'm sure you will. So over to the Toastmaster of the day. You're not audible.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dheeraj, for telling us the objectives. Now I'd like to call the speaker on the stage. Toastmaster Anushka, you don't have to be strong. You don't have to be strong. Toastmaster Anushka.
Okay, so just a small correction. These objectives were not mine. So, so do we have an icebreaker speech today, Nandini?
No.
First, I think first is the icebreaker speech, no?
So Vishnu actually backed out at the last moment. So Anushka is the host.
Yes, we only have one speaker today. Yes,
Okay,
perfect.
So nobody told him that there will be no harsh judgments.
So complete opposite to what the objective stated is what my evaluation would be.
Yeah.
And take it. So Nandini, just invite me again and I'll start.
Do you want to do her objectives?
The objectives for Toastmaster Anushka would be very simple. It would be the roadies interview that Raghu and Rajiv used to conduct before Neha Dhupia destroyed that show. And today we'll all ensure that Anushka has a really hard time after her speech, and it will be a really judgmental, really harsh, really heartless evaluation, completely free of any commendations. So all the best to Anushka. No matter how well you do, we will not do justice to your evaluation. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
G is alive. Okay. Yeah, perfect, Nandini. Just say the title and I'll begin.
Yeah, so Toastmaster Anushka, you don't have to be strong. You don't have to be strong. Toastmaster Anushka.
Ever since I could recall and I could remember, all I can remember is that people saying out to me, you are strong. You are much stronger than what you think. Well, you don't even know what I have problem with. How can you just simply say this thing to every problem? Right when a child falls on the floor, what you say? Cheeti margi, the ant has died. I mean, come on, maybe that child is actually hurt from within. But what we think, we have solution to all problems. You are strong. Good evening, Toastmasters. School life is filled with challenges. Challenging life is what school life has been all around. We all enter a school gate by being somebody who is very unique. Somebody doesn't like to eat bhindi. Somebody has problem with potatoes. But a uniform system of treating everybody makes us all products and robots. And we leave our school after 12 years thinking about who I am and what I want to be. The most relatable and ironical learnings of our life come in our 12th grade, when we read the 2 chapters, the last lesson, where the student realized that he has lost onto all the golden opportunity he had with learning things from a good teacher, and other was Albert Einstein at school, where he discussed his challenges of not being able to understand why he has to mug up the history facts. The struggle is real, and these two chapters clearly described it. In our childhood, you remember, we all used to face a dilemma, whether we should study or go out for playing. Well, when exams were near, especially in the month of February, we restricted ourselves to studying. We would skip all our calls, we'll not go out and play, just to realize that we could handle stress better if we are good and mentally fit and physically fit along. You study hard, right from your LKG, just less than 1,000 days on this planet, and people will ask you, learn, Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa, twinkle, twinkle, little star. I mean, that person has not even been there for 1,000 days. Just stop frustrating that child with Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa. We make them learn this thing, and I keep wondering who the hell Johnny is. We solve complex mathematical equations just to turn into our mid-20s and realize and learn from a person how to inhale and how to exhale. Well, we were so busy in learning those important things of solving mathematical equations that we forgot how to live a life. At times, I wonder what I was doing in those battles of Panipat when I don't even know how to fight things even at my home. Like getting a scoop extra of an ice cream is a real challenge. Have a fight with my brother and you will see how difficult things are. Could you believe our education system is so primitive? It will ask you, even today, to write a patra to your friend. I mean, today in this world, an Insta story reaction with faded connections and daru ki yari is all what we have. Writing a letter are the gone old days. At times I wonder, our education system has made us products of what? We are concerned with just ourselves and ourselves. At least we have to go around and give Viva alone. 12th class Viva is the time when you could be mean to your high time peaks. You'll not talk to anybody throughout the year. You will break all your friendships throughout, which you had for the past 11 years. Just why? Just to score well. But then when you graduate, you realize the importance of having good connections. I personally am a victim of a saying who says, science कर लो उसके बाद हर फील्ड का दरवाजा खुल जाता है. I was a science student too. I mean, इतना depressing है physics को के एग्जाम में flunk होना कि खुला हुआ दरवाजा भी तुम्हें बंद ही नजर आता. An open door is even closer. You just can't even think about. Even today, after graduating 6-7 years before, I still have fear in my mind that my physics exam is coming and I'm not able to solve those equations and I'm going to flunk in my exam. The impact it had on me was something huge. Engineers and doctors are running this country. I mean, what are teachers and actors and politicians doing? Are they just people? Where are the artists and the contribution of so many people gone in vain? It took 1,000 failed attempts for Thomas Alva Edison to invent a bulb. And just 3 years after 12th standard, we call ourselves engineers. We just study a subject for few limited years, probably 3, and call ourselves experts in those fields. Our education system needs to go through a change, go through a rigorous change, because we are making students go through the same behavior while we fail to realize everyone is different. With people with science background will relate to me that we always wait to find out in chemistry lab which salt are we given when we fail to understand that each one of us are different. With these inconsistencies of the real world, it is quite obvious that the child will feel about lost, confused, baffled. And then on top of that, we have so many relatives around who will say that you can discuss our problems. But the truth is that we did learn that Gandhiji said never tell the truth, never lie, but we failed to realize that as we grow up, what we are taught not to speak about anything. But if we cancel our board exams, it is not going to change anything. What is required to be changed is that how we go through the schooling for those 12 years. So next time you see somebody who is too confused in his life, just don't go around and say, you are strong, you are stronger than you. What do you think? Just say to him or her, you don't always have to be strong. And guess what? It's the system's fault. Thank you. Over to Nandini.
I almost have tears in my eyes. That was very inspiring, Toastmaster Anushka. So moving on with the next game in the kitchen of Kokila Ben. I'll just share my screen. For this one, you have to guess the dish and name an important ingredient of which it is made. You got it right. So can anyone guess this dish and the most important ingredient used in this dish?
Dhokla.
Yes. Deepak, would you also like to guess the ingredient?
Okay, I guess besan. I don't know what besan called in English.
Yeah. So right, it's
Gram
besan.
flour.
Yeah.
I know Eno powder goes into it because everyone is
That is right. Eno powder does go into it. Moving on to the next dish.
I know it. This is dosa.
I think everyone knows the name of the dish, but then ingredient, no one knows.
Dal chawal, no? Urad ki dal and chawal.
Right.
Smart answer. Yes. So it's dosa, and the main ingredients used are urad ki dal chawal, as Toastmaster Deepak said. I think Abhijit should get this one.
So in South India, it's called aloo ponda, and in Maharashtra, it's called vada.
Patata vada.
And we Mumbaiites like to eat it in pav.
And do you also like to tell? Would you also like to tell the ingredient?
Yes, it's besan and it's potato with jeera. It's more like aloo jeera sort of thing, and with besan on top and fried.
Yeah. That's correct. So the next dish is anyone from Punjab?
Lassi.
Yeah, and the ingredient.
Milk and curd.
I think it's just curd, as my mom said. I don't know if people add milk to it as well.
If you add milk, then it will be more tastier.
I'll try it next time. Thank you so much.
Add malai to it and it'll be tasty, even more tastier. Or I would say luscious.
Right.
So this is another round of game. So I've given a desi dish and you have to guess what will be a foreign version of that dish. So say if vada pav went abroad, what do you think it will be called, or what will be the English version of that dish?
Aloo tikki burger.
Indian hamburger.
So if vada pav went abroad, it will be called probably aloo tikki burger. The next one, if masala papad went abroad, it will be called
India's pizza.
Nachos.
I think both are correct. It can be a pizza without cheese and a nachos. So the next one is, oh shit, I think I should have answered. Yeah, so if Malwa went abroad, what do you think it will be called?
Pancake.
Yeah, so right, it's pancake. And I think the slides are kind of messed up. I'm sorry for that. What do you think is this dish and the main ingredient used in the dish?
Jalebi and maida.
I think it's paneer. I am not sure.
Sorry?
I think the main ingredient is paneer.
Bhai saab, GK itna solid.
Yes, actually I'm preparing for UPSC. That's why I know all this stuff.
We are talking to a culinary artist and we don't know. Kudos to you, Nandini. Kudos.
So that will be the end of my session. I'd like to hand over the stage to the table topic master, who is none other than Toastmaster Dheeraj again. Over to you.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We're now here for the table topic session, which is basically the impromptu speech session. And today we have mixed it up with a table topics module for the upcoming table topics contest. So can anybody tell me first what is table topics and second what is table topics contest? Anyone?
It's the most terrifying part of the meeting wherein everybody is scared to participate and you have to use your brains on the spot.
Okay.
Just
No, it's
like
not necessary to use your brain, like completely optional.
Or not. So yes, over to you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Me.
You can just unmute yourself, Abhijit.
Okay, so it's like bungee jumping of public speaking.
Oh, bungee jumping of public speaking. Okay, cool, yeah. Anything else? So what's the table topics contest? Anybody can tell us? No? Here we have many experienced members. You just have to unmute yourself here. Anushka. Anushka, you have your hand up? No, it was my mouse only, sorry.
So it's a contest that is held at the club level, where we select the best table topic speakers within the club who represent our club in the different levels of Toastmasters. Toastmasters International.
Okay. So a table topics contest is basically where we go from the club level right up to area, then division and district level to find out who's the best impromptu speaker in Toastmasters International across the 300 clubs that are there in District 41 across North India and Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh. So the idea of the contest is pretty simple, that you get around 1 to 2 minutes to speak on a topic that is given to you there and then. And there are probably 8 to 10 speakers in a club who speak on the same topic one by one. They're not allowed to hear each other's speech, but the topic remains the same. And then there is a bunch of anonymous judges who mark you based on a judging ballot that is standardized across all clubs by Toastmasters International. And today we are going to learn about how that ballot works and how the judging criteria in a table topics contest work. So the ballot is primarily divided into 3 parts. One is content. So there are 55 marks for content. Okay. So content is basically your king. So 55 marks of your table topics contest are for content. The second is delivery. So 30 marks are for delivery. That is your body language, vocal variety, and the various gestures and voice modulations that you use. That carry 30 marks. And there are 15 marks for grammar and appropriateness, right? So you just can't come here and abuse the table topic master. Only the president can do it. That is absolutely mandatory. Okay. So that is where the marks are primarily divided into 3 parts. Simple. If you want to understand it in more intricacy, I have shared the ballot on the WhatsApp group of the club. You can have a look at it later on. But from a very simplistic level, this is the easiest that we can break it down. 55 marks for content, 30 marks for delivery, and 15 marks for grammar and appropriateness. So we'll do a small task over here. So we'll give you table topics today. So every person will come out here, get a table topics, and we'll give the task of judging to 3 people. Every time 3 new people will take up the task of judging. And while in a real contest, nobody tells you the marks that they've given. But here, just because we're doing it for the sake of learning and fun, without any judgments, without any, beating each other after the meeting, of course, you can't do it anyways online. You'll just tell what are the marks that you've given based on content, delivery, and grammar and appropriateness. Cool. Simple. Yes, no, something. Unmute yourself, guys. Make some noise. I'm perfectly fine with background noise.
Yeah.
So we need 3 volunteers. 3 judges to volunteer, and then we'll just pick up Bakra, who will be the first contestant for today. 3 volunteers, guys, quickly. We'll keep changing. It's not like you'll be just stuck with the judging. You can then come to the table topics also. So, okay, if no volunteers, I'll pick it up. Okay, we'll take Abhijit. Of course, we'll take Anushka. You're there?
Anushka, she just left. You can, okay. I'll try Dheeraj.
Okay, Poonam. No, sorry. Yeah, this was Poonam only, right?
Yeah.
So you're using two
devices. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Abhijit. Abhijit will give you the content part. Poonam will give you the delivery. And of course, we have Grammar Nazi here. The grammarian for the day of Poonam is the grammarian. Okay, anybody else who will take the grammar and appropriateness, language and appropriateness? Diptendu? Cool. So we have 3 judges ready for us to help us with understanding the table topics contest. Now we need a Bakra who will go first. Anybody? Anyone would like to volunteer to be the first table topic speaker for today, guys? Come on. It will be an easy task.
This is Rudraksh. I can go first.
Sorry?
This is Rudraksh. I can go first.
Yeah, Rudraksh, can you just turn on your video? Cool, yeah. Hi, Rudraksh. So are you ready for the first table topics for the day?
Yeah, I guess I am.
Okay. So the first table topics for Rudraksh is, Rudraksh, you can either be an engineer or be successful. You can either be an engineer or be successful, Rudraksh.
So if you give me the option to be an engineer or be successful, I will rather go with the engineer part, because I think engineers are the one who create things, and not everyone got to get successful in life, and I think I would be happy with that until I'm not making a mess and I'm creating new things. I guess I would go with the engineer part. And also, like, there are also a lot of engineers that are doing great things. There is Elon Musk, there is Jeff Bezos, there is Mark Zuckerberg. All of them are engineers, and I think the successful part goes in tandem with being an engineer. So I think if I chose the engineer part, I'll be successful one day. But if I chose only to be a successful man, I don't think that I would be enjoying it very much. And thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Rudraksh. Huge round of applause for him, guys. He's taken up as the first speaker. Come on, give him a shout out. So I forgot to tell, the timing for the table topics is completely my fault. You have to speak for a minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes, with a grace period of 30 seconds on the higher side. So you can speak for a maximum of 2 minutes, 30 seconds for a table topics. For the sake of contest, we generally advise you that you try to speak as much as possible. Like, try to speak at least for 2 minutes, 15 seconds. That should be the aim that we should have. And of course, Rudraksh, you stay with us. We'll give you the opportunity to become a judge and be judgmental with others. So yeah, let's hear it out from our judges, starting with Abhijit.
So so I was not able to clearly hear him, but I would definitely give him on speech development. I think he was quite good at it. So out of 30, I would give him
55. 55.
Okay. Effectiveness and speech development, I'll give him around 40, 45.
Okay, 40, 45. You have to take one number, no? 40, 45.
45.
45. Okay. Poonam.
Well, on the part of the delivery, I would say 10. The reason being, I have not able to see much of his hand gesture, voice modulation, and it was just on the same tone he was speaking. So I would say it's about 10.
Okay, cool. And Diptendu?
Yeah, as far as language and appropriateness is concerned, I would rate Rudraksh a 10 out of 15. I noticed phrases like I guess, engineering part. Just for those, I would deduct 5 marks. But more or less great.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So we have 3 major parts, and let's try to understand how we can improve ourselves in a table topics contest. So the basic idea is, whenever you get a topic, you try to cover it from your personal story, right? Everybody is going to speak on the same topic for the next 30 minutes around, so in a table topics contest, and bore the judges to death. The only way you can win is to make sure, one, you're unique, and you can only be unique when you're sharing your stories, or at least somehow relating it, or maybe adding 1 or 2 lines of your life that make the story unique that anybody else cannot come up with. Second, you always try to make sure that if you're not very comfortable with the topic, take 5-10 seconds to think. It's fine. It's perfectly fine if you want to take 5-10 seconds. Don't just hush up or feel the pressure that you have to go just because everybody else started from 0. You do not have to. You can start from 10 seconds and come up with a more coherent thought, a more well-organized thought in any contest. That is very, very important to feel confident about what you're speaking. And third and most important is in the digital setup that your system setup, your voice, your internet connection are all in the right space so that you're able to show your body language, you're able to show your vocal variety and get marks on delivery. Otherwise, no matter how well you perform, if the setup is not correct, the lighting is not correct, you will not be able to get marks on delivery. Make sense? Cool. Anybody else would like to add anything here? So I have a table topics for a girl now. Any girl would like to go next? Come on. Come on, guys, come on. It's easy topics here, very easy topics. And the judges are also nice. Although we'll just keep rotating them with nasty ones. Come on. Otherwise, I'll have to just pick up eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll go with Bahar. You'd like to go?
If somebody could time me, I would love to.
Yeah, cool.
Try.
Yeah, definitely. So Rudraksh, now you'll be the judge for her. Cool. So you'll judge her on grammar and appropriateness out of 15 marks. Cool. Nandini, you will like to take up judging for content. And we need one more person to do it for delivery. Who would like to do it for delivery? Come on, guys. We need volunteers, yeah. Otherwise, we'll have to come up with the same set of people again.
The R counter.
The R counter, Sakshar. Good to go, Sakshar?
Cool.
Yeah, you can volunteer also, guys. Otherwise, I'm not a nice person. Yeah, I'll be nasty, really, really nasty. So volunteer, please. Okay. So Bahar, all set. Toastmaster Bahar. Tinder is the best way to get free recharges. Tinder is the best way to get free recharges. Toastmaster Bahar.
Swipe, left, right. Oh my God. Was Instagram not enough? What, Facebook was not enough? That I was getting 10 billion DMs? Did I need Tinder now? Oh my God. I wish I could just go to a fancy cafe and have luscious food there with the dates of mine. But yes, I need to get some recharge. A spirit who can be there to recharge me with some new experiences. Maybe a Sherlock Holmes, maybe a Watson. Why not? I will tell you one good experience of mine with Tinder. One of my friends back in college said, oh my God, Bahar, you don't have a Tinder account. Let's make one. And she did that. Guess what? In 2 seconds, I got swiped right. This handsome hunk was pretty dumb. But I feel what is the most important thing is energize yourself from within, because no one else will give you that charge up the way you do. So next time you want a little pick me up, use your inner self to do that. Over to you, Toastmaster Dheeraj. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Huge round of applause for guys. Huge round of applause for her. Wow, what a performance. Absolutely mind-blowing expressions. Fantastic storyline. So yeah, let's hear it out from the judges. Nandini.
So I just wanted to confirm, for content it's out of 55, right?
A little louder, would you be?
For content it's out of 55, right?
Yes.
So I'd like to give her a 50.
Okay. Any comments?
I think the start is pretty great. And then she added a personal story, like you said, that would make it unique. So that's why.
Okay, cool. Next, we have Sakshar.
I just wanted to confirm I have to give points from 30, right? Out of 30?
You were for
delivery.
Yeah, 30 out of 30.
30. So definitely I'll give Toastmaster Bahar 29 because of her excellent expressions and hand movements, as we all saw. I think there was not even 1 second when she lacked any expressions or hand movements. So 29 from my side.
Okay, thank you so much. And of course, we have the last judge. I forgot your name, sorry. Who's it?
Rudraksh.
Rudraksh.
Yeah, so out of 15, I have to give it out of 15, right?
Yes, out of 15.
So out of 15, I would give her 14, and it was wonderful.
Sorry?
I would give her 14.
14. Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. So, quick observations about Bahar. First, and of course, the most important was she brought in a personal story. Her facial expressions, body language, voice modulation was absolutely fantastic. The only thing missing from her side, I was, of course, the setup. So she was not standing. So in a typical contest, she would not get 29 out of 30. She would probably get hardly 50, despite the fantastic out of the wind expressions and voice modulation, because she's not standing. So I cannot emphasize more how important the setup is. It's very, very, very important from a contest point of view. Also from how it gives an impression, right? Because I'm a lazy person, I can sit and I can just blabber, that's perfectly fine. I don't really care. But if you want to win contest, you have to ensure that you have a good setup in place. Cool. So next set of judges, guys, we need more judges, volunteers for judges. Okay, Bahar will be judge for content. More judges, guys, we need more judges. Anyone else would like to volunteer? Okay, we have Abhijit again. So Abhijit, you will do for delivery. And Nandini, then Kulian will go for grammar. So who would like to go next as a speaker? Diptendu, you'd like to go. Okay, we have Poonam. Poonam will take you next. Don't worry. So Diptendu, your table topics for today is Diptendu. Motivational speakers are corn stars. Motivational speakers are corn stars. Toastmaster Diptendu.
A very good morning. The table topics master, Dheeraj Jain, a corn star himself. So, corn star, don't we always glamorize con artists? Oh my god, con artists. Isn't that an oxymoronic phrase? And motivational speaking, isn't it just glamorized selling? Every day I see life-changing gods slash motivational speaker appear on sponsored posts on Facebook telling me that they can change my life. And then I dig a little deeper and see what do they have to offer me. And all I end up seeing is that we will motivate the out of you. We will change your life. After attending our session, your life will never be the same. And after 2 minutes of watching their advertisement, I still don't know what tangible benefit will I get out of attending their session. But you know what? You know what? I still feel like attending their session. Despite knowing that they are trying to con me, I get sucked into their motivational speaking. I think that is the purpose of motivational speaking. So who can be a better con artist, a con star than a motivational speaker? Really, what we need to understand as a society is that public speaking and motivational speakings are not primary skills in any domain. One has to be a good engineer or a good businessman or a good doctor or a good teacher or a good artist first, and then only to accentuate and project one's core values does one take help of public speaking and motivational speaking. Motivational speaking is nothing but a con job that is being played out at a global level. It is $1 billion industry. FOMO is a new age term, isn't it? Fear of missing out. What do motivational speakers do but instill FOMO in us? So are you getting conned by some new motivational speaker who has promised to change your life? If you are getting conned, then please remember my words. That motivational speakers, stay away from them. Beware of such con artists. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deependu. Thank you so much. Over to the judges.
Timing, Dheeraj, did I get disqualified? I tried to push it to the end.
Okay, timer.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
yeah, cool. So the judges, yeah, Bahar, starting with you.
Okay, for content, I gave him a 50. The reason why I gave him a 50 was his perspective or the delivery was more of a third person delivery. It was not a personal experience. You did refer to what you usually observe, but if you gave an actual incident of what you actually saw right then and there, and then you could maybe quote somewhere, maybe make up certain lines in your head, or any advertisements that you were mentioning, that would really bring the spice in it. So that's why content was 50 from my end. And you're a brilliant speaker. This is the second time I'm hearing you. So lovely to judge you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nandini.
For grammar, I'd like to give a 12.
Okay. Vijit.
Yes, I like his body language. Very well done. In the sense that he was sitting, but he used his hand gestures a lot. And talking about his voice modulation, he used it a lot. We had a very well animated voice that he used. So I would give him out of 30, I'll give him 25.
Okay, that's cool. So again, I'll just like to add, if you're not standing, the max you will expect is 15. So please stand up while speaking in a table topics contest. Second very important thing that I forgot to point out in Bahar's case as well. So when I gave her the speech topic, Tinder is the best way to get free recharges. From a negative topic, she took out a positive interpretation. That was a brilliant interpretation on the part of the speaker that not just distinguishes you from the other speakers, but also gives a good recall value. Same for the case of Deeptendu. He took out he stick with the intent of the topic, but of course you can always take a reverse stand that no, I don't think so that motivational speakers are monsters. They are God sent angels. That's perfectly your choice.
Yeah, that's a great point in Bahar's case, Dheeraj. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely. So all set for the judges. Now we need new judges, guys. Come on, volunteers. Come on.
I can take for delivery this time. And
You can take
any
for
guest delivery.
Delivery, okay. Bahar will be taking for delivery. Deeptendu, you'd like to take for?
Yes, for content.
Okay, for content. And we'll have to go with who'd like to take for grammar and appropriateness. Utkarsh, you'd like to take for grammar and appropriateness?
I don't know if I'll be the appropriate one. I would be happy to do a table topics, but just judging would be, I don't think as a guest.
And it's okay. We all do judging all the time. You just have to do it explicitly this time.
Sure.
Cool. So Poonam was waiting. So we'll go with Poonam for the table topic first.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. So Poonam, the table topics for you is Poonam, money does not matter only for the fools and the rich. Money does not matter only for the fools and the rich. Toastmaster Poonam.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for the topic. Money does not matter for the fools or rich people. Well, money has a relation. Everybody has a different relation with the money. Some people really cherish and want to have money all the time. All the acts and their actions are based on getting more money out of any situation. And some people, they really don't care about the money. Whatever money it comes in a normal course, they welcome that. And there are people who feel, okay, if I'm earning this much, if I do certain action and can earn a little bit more, but the tendency is not to make money or to multiply their money. So there are different people, and some fool people, they just don't, they lose the opportunity of making a money out of the situation. It's not in a negative way, but yes, if something is coming on your way and where you can encash that opportunity into having a beneficial, some kind of a monetary benefit, of course, one can go for that. And the rich people, some rich people, they damn care about the money. They have the money stacked, but they really don't care about the money. They don't want to build up any further money making things. They're just happy what they have. So that's all from my side. Back to the Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Poonam. Judges.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I would like to give Poonam 30 out of 55 for content. One, there was no reference to a personal story, either real or fake. One. Second, just like me, she stuck to the topic. I wouldn't have given good marks to even myself, because sticking to the topic means that we are just doing lateral linear thinking and not going out of the box. So Poonam stuck to the topic, so which doesn't leave with much scope, because she ended up saying fool people. And when the topic has got the word fool, one has to tread carefully, I think, at Toastmasters. So for those two reasons, I would like to give Poonam 30. Of course, she was fluent, so I cannot go any lower.
Diptendu is a heartless critic, just like me. No worries.
But no, please, no offense intended. We all are learning.
Okay. It's okay. Poonam has the power to ensure that you're not allowed in the meetings coming forward. We'll take it offline, Poonam. Banned from next time. Yeah, Abhijit. Abhijit?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm doing on.
I don't think he was doing.
Oh, sorry, it was Bahar. Sorry, my bad. Bahar.
No issue. So one thing in Toastmasters that somebody told me at a very early stage was, after you become a Toastmaster, after your first 2 meetings, you need to have a good thick skin and be ready for good evaluations, be it positive or negative. So for guests, of course, you have to be soft, but for Toastmasters, you have to be a little strict. So as Diptendu just mentioned, you have to be a little harsh. So for Poonam, I have scored her for delivery a 20. Reason being, you had space in your screen, you didn't move around. Your gestures were too many. So it is very distracting when you're using too many hand gestures, as well as because certain areas you wanted to mention that everybody is very rich. It was getting very mixed with your other gestures, which sort of blend in over there. And when it comes to vocal variety, that was somewhere lacking. You could say rich and poor whenever you wanted, fool, wherever certain areas wherein you wanted to emphasize certain points, you could have used a different vocal variety out there. So that's it. It's a blend of judging and evaluation, but thank you so much. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Poonam will meet you offline. Utkarsh.
Yeah, so overall, the speech was great. Just a few things I noticed was how money specifically was dealt with in terms of it being a countable versus an uncountable noun. I felt it was dealt with in multiple instances as a countable noun with like the subject, with the verb being pluralized, and also money in a few instances where there was something in middle, fool's money or something. So just I think that one particular thing is something that was different, wrong in that sense. So out of 15, I guess, is that the scale? So 10 out of 15 on that.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. So we have the last table topics for the day, and Utkarsh, you'd like to take it?
Sure.
Dheeraj.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to say thank you so much, guys, for this honest feedback and really appreciate it. So no hard feeling, but it's good.
Poonam will get you all evaluated by Dheeraj. Don't worry. So all set, Utkarsh. We need judges for you. So who'd like to be judges for Utkarsh? We have very few people left. Seems like people are committing suicide after hearing their judgments. So Nandini, back to you. Content, Abhijit, delivery, and we need somebody for grammar. Poonam, grammar.
Good chance to take a revenge.
Yeah, I think Poonam can take content. She's been taking grammar. So Poonam, you take content. Abhijit can take grammar. Cool. So Utkarsh, the fastest way to get multiple dates is Shaadi.com. The fastest way to get multiple dates is Shaadi.com. Utkarsh.
So the fastest way to get multiple dates is Shaadi.com. When you start to look at this topic, you would start to think of dates in the conventional sense of like a coffee date. But when you actually go through the process, for like a relative, you'll realize that there is a very different date that you'll have to figure out. Once you start talking to the Pandit on the dates and everyone, the two families on the dates, you have to figure out whether the bride's brother can come from US on this date or not. Whether you can have 5 functions or 3 functions. Do you want to spend it all on a date outside on a vacation, or save or use that money towards more functions and have a cocktail at the end? So once you actually get into the Shaadi.com, you realize that the dates that you were thinking about were just the first part of the process. Working with a new family, with someone completely new, to figure out when you want your most important day of your life supposedly to be, and what all do you want around it, that just becomes a different challenge altogether. And that's when you start realizing that your dates that you had at the start were so important to figure out if this is really the person you wanted to be doing this with. Thank you.
Well played, my boy, well played. Over to the judges. Nandini.
So for content, I'd like to give...
Content Poonam is doing, no? Delivery.
Yeah. So for delivery, I'd like to give around 12. He was using hand gestures and he was energetic, and also his voice was kind of bold. So.
Okay, Abhijit.
Oh, sorry. I have to give out of 30, right? I forgot. So I'd like to give a 25.
Okay. She just saw your upset face and like, let's increase the marks, grace marks.
That always worked in school.
So for me, out of 15, I'll give him 30. Very good, appropriate use of language. I would have given you 2 more points if you had used some other words that would have got my attention even more strongly.
Okay, cool. Poonam.
Okay, for Utkarsh, I would say for content, 45. The reason being is, of course, everything was nice in the content voice. You have explained quite nicely the certain important things. When you are in the Shaadi.com or these websites, but your personal story, as Dheeraj mentioned, it was missing. If you had narrated something out of your, something fake thing, then it would have been nice. And so that's the reason it's 45. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much, Poonam. And of course, guys, now we come to the end of the table topic session. And last but not the least, I'd like to end it with just one note. There are two kind of contestants in Toastmasters. One who keep crying about how unfair the contest is, how stupid the judges are, and how absolutely pathetic the entire process of contest and judging is. And the second type are like me, who always try to take advantage of it. So I always advise people to be the second kind. If you try to find pink cars on the road, you'll always find pink cars on the road. If you try to find problems in people and processes, you'll always find problems. So try to be the person who likes to find solutions. If you think that something is unfair, judging is unfair, try to find the solution for it. For example, as a judge, I have proudly many times slept through in the judging process. So what do you do when you have a shameless judge like me? Any solution? Come on, guys. What do you do?
Ignore the meeting.
Ignore. You cannot ignore me. Judges can ignore you. You cannot ignore them. What's the solution?
Solution for what? For having a strict judge.
Sorry? Sleepy judge.
For having a creepy judge.
Sleepy. I'm not talking about you.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, if you're sleepy, you'll be sleeping throughout. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's okay. I mean, you'll mark everybody according to your mood that day. So it's okay.
Yeah.
It'll even out.
So you can't do anything about it?
No, can't do anything about it. Don't want to do anything about it if it's you, especially.
First time. This is the first time. So there are 2 things that you can do about it. First is try to crack a joke. Jokes always awaken people from their slumber. And second thing is a really nice voice modulation at both the ends of the voice note. So try to scream as hard as you can for a few, maybe 1 or 2 lines or 1 or 2 words. So that will awake what happened while he's screaming. Or maybe just try to speak very slowly for 1 or 2 lines. So like, okay, what happened? Internet is gone. I should be there. So always try to find out something that can draw the attention of the judges.
Yeah.
If in case there will always be unfair judges, there will always be unfair processes. Life is unfair. Try to find out solutions for it. Don't crib about it. Contests are there to have fun, enjoy, even if you lose. Make sure that you're happier than the person who comes first. That will take away the happiness from his face.
Yeah,
Over to
that's
the
great.
general evaluator for the day.
That was a great session, Dheeraj.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj.
Yes, so who's the general evaluator?
Sorry. I'm the general evaluator for today's meeting.
Cool.
Sorry, my bad. I had to just run for a sec. So, yes, amazing lead, Dheeraj Jain, Toastmaster DTM, Dheeraj Jain. I think like very nicely done in the sense that you conducted a module on table topics while conducting the table topics. So it was very beautifully done. And I really appreciate it for you doing this part. Also, I really like the part that where you gave feedback to each and every contestant, each and every person who came on the stage. You gave them a very constructive feedback, which they can take away and improve their table topic session. So thank you for that. Amazingly done. Now, I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Dheeraj Jain, who will be evaluating the speaker for today's meeting.
Okay. So I'm back again speaking absolutely ridiculously, but probably more sensibly than Toastmaster Anushka did. So our speaker for the day was Toastmaster Anushka, and she had a very sensible topic which she absolutely destroyed with no sense of objective in the place. That is the first recommendation that I have for her. So whenever you're coming from a very sensitive and logical topic like this, when you're questioning the entire system at place, the premise of this speech has to be very, very strong in the sense that what is the basis on which you're questioning it. So you're questioning something just because it didn't work out for you, it didn't work out for many other people, or you actually have a basis for questioning the system. And second, the most important construct that you have to keep in place when you're questioning the system is you always come up with a solution. So questioning criticism is easy, any fool can do, every fool does. The difference between a fool and a smart person is that when a smart person questions and criticizes the system, they also come up with a possible solution, a feasible maybe cooperation, some sort of middle way, and of course an action that you can take. The most important thing, why am I just doing criticizing just because Anushka is not there in this space? Absolutely not. I'm not at all scared of her. She knows that very well. I'm doing it because she's of course a distinguished Toastmaster and a very good friend. So it's important for her to understand that fake commendations and false appreciation does nothing for you as a speaker. The most important fact that you do as a speaker to improve is to understand what are the weaknesses in the construct of the speech. So she has very good delivery. She has absolutely fantastic body language, expression, voice modulation. That is something that everybody notices. I cannot do anything as an evaluator if I point it out. You all saw it. The value that we have to find out is what is it that I can learn from her. Of course, there's a lot of things that I can learn from her, from voice modulation to expression to delivery. But what is it that she can improve? She needs to find out the way that one, we have a solution. Second, we have an action at an individual level. Just saying that everything is messed up, everything is disastrous, the system doesn't do anything is a meaningless speech. It's as good as me knowing what the Prime Minister needs to do and not knowing what I need to do. So as a speaker who's very, very experienced, it's very important that whenever you come up with a speech, you come up with an actionable solution mindset. You come up with something that people can take away and do at home and not just think, okay, good speech, great delivery, absolutely mind-blowing, fantastic. Toastmasters is love. No, that shouldn't be the way. And that's all from my side. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Dheeraj Jain. So speaking about your evaluation, it was quite crisp. So it was a DTM evaluating a DTM. So one of the things that I would really like in your evaluation was that it was very strong, very harsh, and very crisp. As in, you really got the objective in place that what was missing in her speech. You really pointed out what all things that she can improve upon. And being a distinguished Toastmaster, we expect that she will take your criticism more constructively than possible. Few things that I would recommend when you are giving a objective of a person's speech, you need to tell them about what, you need to tell everyone about what pathway they are in and what project they are in. So that I think was not very well communicated. So that gets everyone aware what constraints that she is fulfilling by giving that speech. Now talking about your evaluation to her speech, you pointed out very nicely that the objective was quite missing, and that the not just scribbling about the problem but also giving a solution is what is required. So kudos to you for evaluating on all the aspects that needs to be evaluated on. I really like to point out that you did point out her positive aspects. It was her amazing body language, her amazing voice modulation that you really pointed out, and you did mention that that it is something that you would want to learn from her. So I would really like to say that you had a CRC approach, but it was more about RCR approach. But anyways, it gets the message across that needed to be done, and you did a commendable job. So thank you for that. Now I would like to call my tag team on board. So starting with the grammarian, I would request Toastmaster Poonam Negi to kindly present her report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit. Good evening once again. Well, as a grammarian, it was I supposed to be observing the language, but after listening all the interesting content, I've actually lost my focus as a grammarian and couldn't notice much of things. But I would like to say, like, I have found that the good command over English by all the speakers today in the evening. And I've also noticed the certain things which was new for me, and I'm sure some of you also. The words like unsafe, resetto, using like the handsome hunk, pretty dumb. The table topic is equivalent to a bungee jumping. These are the smart usage of the words which I have noticed, and everybody was, using in their own style. So that was kudos. And also the word of day has been used a couple of times, and a big kudos to Toastmaster Bahar and the Toastmaster Saksha for using this word a couple of times. So that's all from my side. Back to the journal evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Poonam Negi. I would like to really congratulate you for taking a word of the day, which was quite easy to use and which was within the theme of what the meeting is. We were talking about Rasode Mein Kaun Hai, and you brought out a word of the day which was very much associated with what the theme of the meeting today was. So kudos to that. We have had many in post few meetings. We have had words which had not been used in the meeting because the words were too difficult to use. But you brought the context and you understood the context and you brought the word very close to that. So kudos to you for understanding that. And you did a commendable job by pointing out all the good words that was used. So I would also request you if you can also keep the bad usage of the languages that can be also brought up out. It's more of a learning thing because you need to give feedback to our members so that they can improve on themselves. So thank you for that. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Saksha as the R counter.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I'm first of all extremely sorry I was not able to share my report, but I have put this in the chat box. So I had divided my report into 3 parts where I've given 3 colors: green, yellow, red. Green for fellow Toastmasters who have used any filler words or filler phrases less than 8 times, yellow for 8 to 14, and red for 15 and above. So as you can see, Toastmaster of the day, timer, speaker 1, table topic master, evaluator 1, and the general evaluator, all of them fall into the green category. Apart from grammarian, she falls into the yellow category. That's all from my side. And actually, I'm quite happy to see this kind of a result because generally I have been the R counter a couple of times, and a lot of times there is a mixture of green, yellow, red. But I think this is the first time that I'm seeing a lot of green colors in this report. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saksha, for presenting such a beautiful report. So generally what happens is, being the R counter, it's a very condescending role because you're just pointing out the bad aspects of everyone's speeches. So kudos to you for bringing out green and yellow and to maximize the number in a way that more people can fall into green and yellow. And just a thought for everyone who use a lot of filler words, just like me, that sometimes it is not that bad to use filler words. It is amazing if you can't use it, but it's not that bad to use filler words. And now coming back to Toastmaster Saksha, you did a commendable job. You did a very good introduction of your role. You brought about all the aspect of your role, and you did an amazing job by presenting the report. Thank you, Toastmaster Saksha. Now, one of the most important team player of our tag team, the timer of today's meeting. I would like to request Toastmaster Bahar to kindly present your report.
TikTok, the timer police is back, and I'm back with the report. So if you were sleeping and you are disqualified, I'll let you know. Let me quickly share my screen to let you know how well you guys did. So I hope you can see my screen. If somebody could confirm. All right. So for today, the speaker was right within the time. The guest speaker, as correctly identified by the table topic speaker master, who mentioned that ideally the person has to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. The minimum time is 1 minute for the table topic speaker. I really wish you had reintroduced it before giving the topic to a guest, because as they are new, they would have been familiarized with it and maybe try to push themselves to reach that 1 minute. Apart from that, all the other speakers, table topic speakers, as well as the evaluator were right within the time. And before we leave, I just want to say that always try to time yourself before you are about to deliver a speech, because it's good to practice. And what is the most important thing about timing and why we time everyone and ourselves is because, first of all, time is the most valuable thing in our lives. Right from Elon Musk to Toastmaster Bahar, we have 24 hours a day. So use it wisely. So next time you are participating, if you're in the table topic section, push yourself to cross the 2 minute bar. And if you're a prepared speaker, try to practice it beforehand. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Wow, huge round of applause for us, guys. What a detailed report. Come on.
So Toastmaster Bahar, you did an amazing job by presenting your report. But I should come back to your introduction of your role. You are a very well-seasoned Toastmaster indeed, because you got every aspect of your role very nicely. You brought out every aspect of your role, in the sense that it becomes very difficult to say that you get a 30 seconds grace period before and after the green card and the red card. You brought out very clearly, but you mentioned very clearly that that does not stand for table topics. So I thought that you did a commendable job, because I've been a timer. If I can recollect very well, Toastmaster Poonam would call me the official timer of the club a few sessions back. But yes, so me doing that role a lot, I know that you did a commendable job, and there are a point or two that I can learn from you. So thank you, and you did a commendable job. Thank you. So now coming to the general aspect of the meeting, the meeting link was shared on the WhatsApp as well as on the email. The meetup information was also shared on time. The meeting started on time, and one recommendation I have for the Sergeant Arm was that before I go into the recommendation, let me tell that they did a commendable job by bringing out all the aspect of the meeting, what a Sergeant Ram is supposed to bring. But they can go out of their way and talk about something trivial to get up the energy moving. So that would be my recommendation to the Sergeant Arms. Apart from that, it was genuinely a nice meeting. So thank you. And now I'll pass on to the president of the meeting.
Wow. Reminds me of Modi ji funding himself from PM Cares.
I know. So thank you everyone for attending the meeting. Toastmaster Nandini, I would request you if you can share the voting link. And we have Toastmaster Chandrakanta, guest Chandrakanta, the only guest remaining. Can you please give us a feedback?
It was my first time, so it is nice to have this part of this club. So I will look further forward to join or meet you guys in real offline. So
for sure,
was nice.
For sure, Toastmaster Chandrakanta, I would request you to attend more meetings and get more familiarized with what Toastmaster is all about, so that you will be aligned with what you really expect to get out of it.
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Toastmaster guest Chandrakanta. Now I would request Toastmaster Bahar to give us a feedback.
I think I've spoken way too much today. Before you take my feedback, would you like to ask Utkarsh, since he's a guest too?
Utkarsh, yes. Guest Utkarsh, do you have a feedback for us?
So amazing meeting. Just nice to see like the different variations of how people deal with the speech. Like someone peppers in a good set of humor, someone is like a serious speaker, and just to see the variation of like the speakers out here, it was really fun.
Thanks, Utkarsh. I would request you to get more understanding of what Toastmaster is and get an understanding what you would get out of Toastmasters. And I would really request you to definitely look at our club for joining it. Now, again, coming back to Toastmaster Bahar. Yes, do you have any recommendation for Capital City Toastmasters?
So first of all, I'll follow the CRC approach. Okay.
You can just come to the R straight away. That's fine. Abhijit can take
No, I think you did that part very well. So no, first of all, thank you so much. I think I've thanked enough, but thank you for having me. It was a great opportunity to get familiarized with such brilliant speakers. I learned a lot with respect to how lovely the Toastmaster of the day engaged the whole audience. And it was very interactive. I had great fun. Normally, Toastmasters of the day are sort of end up giving monologues and everybody is sleeping. So it was everybody was up for it and enjoyed. And I liked how everyone was willing to participate otherwise as well. I really wish you could push more people to participate in those table topic section. But I think I learned a lot today in the table topic section. For the first time, I did attend the judging training program, and to judge actually for the table topic section, it was a great experience for me. Coming to the suggestions, I would recommend you to come and join Toastmaster, our club, JPQ. So a couple of things you might pick up, or other clubs as well. So what, as a part of EC, what we also keep on pushing our other members is that go and hop in some other meeting, just like Toastmaster Dipendu is here, because you do capture good things from each end. For example, today I learned that right after one person has finished the auxiliary role play, I got immediate feedback. That was very fruitful. Otherwise, if you wait till the end, the flavor gets lost. So I learned a couple of things like that. So you might also pick up certain things. Otherwise, it was a brilliant experience for me. And thank you so much. Over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bahar. Now, I would request Toastmaster Dipendu to please give us a feedback.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit. It was a fantastic meeting. Just like Bahar, I have learned a lot in today's meeting, lot of things that I'm going to take with me. I personally realized that it is so difficult to think out of the box when table topic is quirky or witty, just like Dheeraj threw at us today. And at the same time, the format that Dheeraj adopted of telling us a little about the contest while conducting his session was very innovative. Hats off to the R counter, very well formatted report, and something that I will pass on to my club as well. And all in all, a great energy, lot of learning, and I really hope to see more than 10 people in this club's meeting in the days to come. On the recommendation side, I couldn't see many up-to-date posts on Facebook, though you did reply promptly when I sent a message I wanted to attend today's meeting. So maybe you want to have a look at that. Otherwise, great job.
Thank you, Dipendu, for that wonderful feedback. I'll share my PPT.
That was not wonderful. That was a critical feedback, Abhijit.
Yeah.
That was a critical feedback, not a wonderful feedback.
Oh, no. Any feedback is a feedback, and you need to take it with a pinch of salt, right? So, thank you for the feedback. Dipendu, you are.
Yeah, and really, Abhijit, I mean, following Dheeraj's evaluation, you said RCR. I think that is the way to go, because really we are here to learn. And if somebody cannot give us those critiques in black and white, then what's the point? So Dheeraj, I admire that. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
And maybe RCR is the way forward, at least during club meetings. We can be diplomatic.
I always wonder, Dipendu, if you were a hot girl, how would that have been? Always.
I think once a Toastmaster completes the first level or gives at least 3 speeches, one should adopt the RCR approach. Otherwise, we are giving, I mean, if you follow the CRC, you're giving 4 to 5 commendations and only 2 recommendations.
Yes.
How will the person grow otherwise?
I think generally it works out well when you know the speaker. Otherwise, it's not a good idea. You're sending an enemy request in general. So I can give critical feedback to Anushka because we are good friends. But generally, I don't think people are able to take it very well.
That's another good point. Yeah. Maybe the culture needs to change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but perhaps.
If you know the speaker in advance, you've had a word with them that they want to take a critical feedback, then it should be a mutual thing.
Good point. Good point. You can have a conversation with the speaker up front so that the person does not feel bad afterwards. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, a lot of takeaways for me. Thank you, Abhijit. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dipin, for attending the meeting today. Now, without further ado, I would like to hand over it to Toastmaster Nandini to tell us who the winners of today's meeting are.
Thank you so much, Abhijit. So starting with the best table topic speaker. Any guesses, guys? So no guesses. So I simply announce. So it's Toastmaster Bahar. Congratulations, Toastmaster Bahar. Moving on to the best auxiliary role player. It was a tough competition between the timer and the R counter, but I guess today it's the R counter's day. So congratulations, Toastmaster Sakshar. Moving on to the best role player. Any guess?
Nandini.
Hi.
So it was the man who was on the stage all the time. It was Toastmaster Dheeraj.
Okay.
And by default, the best speaker is Toastmaster Anushka and the best evaluator is Toastmaster Dheeraj. So that was it. Over to you, Abhijit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandini. And I, President of Capital City Toastmaster, end the meeting number 260. Thank you.